Well, welcome to the the third live show, building the big boy goosky RS7 3D RC helicopter. Now, so far, I was able to build this. I mean, look at me, and this thing is getting bigger. So welcome to the third part, and as you're watching the motor on the frame, in fact, I have just put it in. I didn't install it because I still have a lot to do regarding the motor. Motor actually goes in a long way from this point. So today we'll start by installing the servos and build the tail rotor, inshallah. We'll do my best to finish building the tail rotor. Let's take a look at what we have built so far, all right? So far, this is what I have built, okay? And lots of bags are gone from this table. And I can tell you, once this is built, it will actually occupy my whole whatever shelf and closet I have got. There's another story how we got this closet, such a nice one. Basically, we'll tell you later. So far, this is right here, frame. Main rotor has been built, and obviously we are not going to install the main rotor. I've just put it in just to get an idea how they look like, all right? I have to move the motor cables, bend them, twist them inside to fit in this area. So I'll keep the motor away, swash plate away, and I will get the main rotor out, all right? Because we don't need it right now. So this is what the frame is, and now I'm gonna start with the servos, and then after the servos we have to build the skids. For the skids, as I mentioned, this long piece for the skids, these two pipes, okay, mine I gave to brother Tariq Al-Sadi. He needed them, so inshallah this week he's going to bring those to me. He has new ones, otherwise I'll just 3D print them. For now, we'll just install the skid like that. Then we'll build the tail rotor, okay? Very straightforward. We have to build the rotor grips and this tail rotor. And actually, most of it is already installed and greased, I believe. And then linkages and rods. I mean, linkages for the tail rotor pitch change. And after that, it will go on that piece that will grab go inside the tail boom. And we'll bring up the tail boom and install the fin and get it ready with the belt. And we'll install the belt later. Once we reach to that point, then we will come to main gear installation and finally the motor installation. Okay, so a lot to do. Let's get to work right away. And the chatting is on, so we'll be able to chat if you want. Slightly closer so you can see how I'm building this stuff. All right. Okay, and I won't be able to see the live chat because I want to use the back camera of my main camera of my phone so you can see. Now in one of the bags we have these ball joints, and this is what we are going to add now. And I need two of these 1 mm or 1.5 mm hex head drivers. I believe I have another one somewhere over the rainbow. Where are you? Where are you? Tools. Really? I had that. Where did it go? No way. Come on. Sucks. Must be somewhere. Here, not here. Maybe this. Look, I found a tiny one. I hope it will fit. No, it's small. And these are even smaller. Give me a moment. I need to find one of those. Where are you? Really? I had two of these. Okay, I really need to get back to getting the good tools. For now, I'll make do with these. Multi-tool thingy. Alright, now, this is the tail servo. MKS Tariq edition, HBL880, that's the number. So, I will install the ball head joint, it says, onto the top one. Alright. Top one is, I don't know if that hole is big enough or not. I see brother Tariq actually installed it on the bottom one. But let's see. This one also should be able to install, yeah. So the threads are already built on this one. And we're gonna go our favorite Loctite. So I just want to show you how the servo will be prepared. The screw goes from here and the ball joint goes here. All right, so I hope you're getting this. You too, if you made any sound, and if mommy made any sound, this will be live, remember that. Hey guys, do you want to see what my kids and family is doing in the background? Here comes the family in the background. All right. My camera woman says no. She doesn't want to be on the camera, so. Alrighty. Now, this one is already tightened, and I'm gonna tighten that nicely. So, tail servo is ready, and it will go in. And it says that the servo arm is pointing upward. Alright, it's pointing upward. I will do that. Let's install the servos, which are easy to put in. And the ball joints on each servo are outwards. So let's just do that. This is the easiest part to prepare the servos. Okay, and let me just put all the screws in. Jump, fatty. Move that belly, yeah. Do the belly dance. In my house, I and Mr. Arish Ali, we are two who are getting some weight, gaining some weight. We are getting some good weight, putting on some good weight, I should say. And we are having a competition at the moment. Whose belly is going to be bigger? Arish, do you want to have a belly competition? Also have to run every day to lose. I put on like 10 kilograms. Oh man, that's lots of weight. I used to be 64 kilogram heavy, but now I'm 74. I was really happy to see that. Man, I have to lose weight. I really have to lose weight. Now, according to user manual, the ball joints are all on the outer hole on the servos. And that is a lot of throw. I can tell you that is a lot of throw for the helicopter, I believe. I see on the tail servo, Tariq Al-Sadi was actually using the second hole, not the first one. So I'm not sure. I will see. Maybe I will have to change that according to that. We'll see. I'm not that hardcore 3D pilot, and basically, as we are planning to prepare this helicopter with the H1 flight controller first. That means it will be a GPS RC helicopter, easy to fly, and you know, just do mild 3D with it. I hope later I can find chance and time to design and 3D print some shells for this. Like imagine if I converted it to one of the Russian Mi-26 helicopters. That will be like 700 size. Amazing, nice helicopter. Okie dokie, keeping all the servo cables up. It doesn't say where the servo cables are, but I can see actually through the diagram. The servo cables are all up. And accordingly, this is gonna face inside, this one gonna face inside, and this one gonna face inside as well. So pretty straightforward, very, very straightforward. Mr. Eldrin Okoa, thank you very much for coming to the live show. Hello, sir. How long does it take to build this thing? Well, actually, you can finish building it in one day, actually speaking. Like if you start in the morning, by the evening, you can be finished. Like you can do it, you can finish it. But installing the electronics, I mean, not installing it, but configuring, installing the flight controller, radio receiver, configuring the radio, do the first flight test after configuration of the flight controller. That you might want to spend more time on it. I mean, you should spend more time on the build. After you build everything, you have to double check all the screws and everything for it's being right, compare with the user manual. But you can build it in one day. One day from morning till evening, you can finish the build, and the next day you can install the flight controller, receiver, program the radio, and then comes a lot of testing after tweaking. So after I finish this build, I will install the flight controller and I'll do a lot of bench testing, okay? And after bench testing, we'll go out and see how it flies with a heavy heart, actually, with a warring heart. Jeffrey says, is that helicopter too large for an H1 GPS? Jeffrey, welcome to the show. Actually speaking, no, it's not big for GPS controller. H1 GPS controller offers controls from small helicopters up to 700 size, and this is a 700 size perfect helicopter. A lot of people have used H1 flight controller with 700 and even 800 size helicopters, and it actually performs very well. By the way, H1 is gonna be old, so you know what I mean. What's coming next from Flywing, stay tuned for that. So H1 is gonna be old. Stay tuned on my channel. I will drop a, surprise sometime later, inshallah. What's coming next from, Flywing. So this servo is facing inward, the arm, this servo facing that side. So all servos arm will face inwards, and this one, actually, wow. I can generate electricity with that. This is 360-degree servos. How amazing is it? So maybe after I center the servos, then I will find out that it's actually, which way. So I better do this now. Let me bring my servo tester and power it up with the U-back, and then I will check where they are centering, and after centering, then I should install the servo horns on these. We'll check that on the later stages as well. It's easy to take the servo horn off. So now let's just focus on the build and finish it so we can do the rest of the testings later. So installing the servo, yes, it's very easy, but remember that you will have to double check, and you will have to make sure that you center the servos properly. Now, what I have here, these little pieces, they actually don't fit for the holes of these servos I have here from brother Tariq Al-Sadi. So this is going to be one problem for me to install. Let me see if I can put these screws directly or not. Let's just give it a try, because you have to put these in on the servos, you know, these little pieces, and they will dig into those openings. It seems like these are pretty big. They're not gonna fit. So these are kind of washers. They're gonna hold the servos on top of on top of the servos. I do not have those exact washers, and if I put the screw only, well, it does hold the servo in its place. So what I can do is, instead of using those things, which actually don't go in, yeah, the servo actually fits nicely. Just to be on the safe side, it's actually not gonna dig in. I mean, yeah, my worry was the screw will dig in somehow. It's not gonna dig in. Just in case, if I'm worried, what I will do is I will use some washers on it. So I will have a peace of mind that the screw is not gonna dig in the servo grooves right here, these little holes, and will not have issue. I wish these fit. Why? Oh, they are pretty big. Otherwise they were the best thing, in fact. What I can do is maybe use it from backside. Will it still do the job or not? Let's see. Actually, this is a good idea. Instead of using some kind of washers, I can still use this as from backside and fit. That's the job, but let me just find some simple washers. They will do the job. And what are these? I don't know what are these. I have never seen them in any part here. Oh, they are for the motor installation. They are for the motor installation. Okay, so that's why I didn't see it. Let's arrange some. Let's arrange some washers. Washers. I need to write a washer song. A washer song. I need to write a washer song. Washer song. Yeah, I actually got a helicopter song. We'll post it later on my channel. It's quite a good song. You'll be surprised. Man, I used to have a lot of washers. Where did they go? When it's time, you will not find those things. Aww. Magnets. Washers! Where are you, washers? I have lots of good screws actually that I can use with the build of this helicopter. But right now I'm in big need of washers and I don't have washers. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 washers. You know what? What I can do is just try to make do without washers for now, and later I will find washers and add them. What a pity. Float on art. Nice name, man. Float on art. How much including everything? You mean this helicopter costs how much including everything? That's a good question. Very good question. As I mentioned before in my very first live show, that the kit you might be able to get cheap, but the kit means it's just the kit. It has no blades, not even tail blades. And when you start building the kits, you will need to buy main blades, tail blades, and I'm not talking about buying only one pair. You will have to keep spares, at least 3 blades set, okay? Set of 3 tail rotor and main rotor blades. Main rotor blades are costly if you want to go for good blades. And then we're talking about servos, we're talking about motor, we're talking about ESC, we're talking about batteries. This one will run 12S, you know, not 6S. So you will have at least 2 batteries minimum, you know. And all these things end up as much as you can actually buy a very nice quality second-hand car. Now I can show you in that amount what I bought actually is parked right outside. So to prepare this helicopter, it will cost you as much as, let me just show it to you, like the one parked outside. Come with me. This is the benefit of live show. Open this, open sesame. Oh, something dropped. Ooh, it's hot. So the money you will spend on that helicopter to prepare that helicopter, in that money you can get this car, a Toyota Camry. Trust me, the amount that I spent on this car, and this is a 2004 model Toyota Camry, 2-liter engine, mashallah, beautiful luxury interior and everything. So see how much it costs to prepare this helicopter. You can actually buy a car like that. Come on, Muji, go inside. There's no time to go out. It's hot. Come on, go inside. Ooh, man, it's hot outside. So let's get back in. Now you got the idea, right? So let's get back to the build. And I'm being very honest, people, this is actually true. You can actually guess how much I spent to buy the car. Give you an idea on how much it will cost to prepare this helicopter. Thank you very much, Mr. Eldrin Ochoa. Sorry, I cannot pronounce properly, but hey. All right, now next, Eldrin says, doesn't look easy for a beginner like me. Thank you for the info. Looks for. Yes, these are definitely not beginner RC helicopters, but you can hire somebody to prepare these helicopters. Hello, Oleg. Welcome to the show once again. All right. Yes, we do love these helicopters. Thank you for being on the show. Let's continue the build. All right. Now. Servos are done, so right now all I can do is, I don't have washers, all I can do is try to dig in these or just directly add the servos with these screws, and I hope these will not move. They look pretty strong, in fact. Nice screws, a strong screw, so let's just go with these. Somewhere here. And here later, yes, I will definitely remind myself to find the proper washers. I will have to go and buy those. But right now I can see if I tighten these screws, they actually, only 2 of these holding the servo really nice and tight. So this is SBL 380 servo going in here, and these are gonna be 3 of them. I thought it was starting to cool down, but daytime is still very, very hot outside. Alright, this servo is not gonna go anywhere, trust me. Even without using any of the. Basically, when you buy these servos, they come with all the accessories, including there is one rubber damper that you will put in these places, you know, 1, 2, these cut grooves here, circular places. You will basically put those rubber dampers in the middle of these. So there will be 4 rubber dampers, and then there will be 4 of these aluminum or metal pieces which will hold the screws on those dampers. So servos basically have a little bit of damping there, you know. Not sure if installing the servos directly basically will be any problem or not, but hey, right now I do not have a choice. I just have servos like this. Maybe what I will do later is, after I finish the build, I will 3D print those dampers using TPU and add for these servos. That's the best I can do so far. So that would actually do the job properly for the damping purposes. For now, let's just finish the build. So the dampers, or maybe I can go online and try to buy MKS servos accessories, dampers and those little things. We'll see later. For now, let's just finish the build. Because what I'm doing is I'm building this helicopter on a budget, you know, on a budget, and the kind help of brother Tariq Al-Sadi, who actually gave me one of the most expensive pieces for this helicopter. It's really a very nice gift from brother Tariq Al-Sadi. The servos and motors, all Tariq Al-Sadi edition. I can tell you these do cost an arm and a leg. They don't come easy because these are custom designed for Tariq Al-Sadi. So I will have a very high performance helicopter, and inshallah I hope I can have an opportunity for brother Tariq to find time to set up the 3D flight controller for me on this one. Like, I can install it, but I can ask him to tweak it for me with the best settings. Okay, 2 servos installed, the last servo. Now you can install the last servo either from the right or the left, it's all up to you, but I'm gonna I will follow you. I'm gonna install the servo as per the user manual. Now, goosky, you did a very good job here. I have to give it to you that installation and replacement of servos is very, very easy on this helicopter. So you don't have to actually do a lot of things to replace the servos. don't get lost, please. Why? That aluminum piece is not taking the screw properly. Let's try the left side. Now, without having that rubber damper for these, actually it's also one problem to make sure the servos are actually sitting right in the middle where they have to be. They're not up and down. Like I can feel this one probably went slightly up, and I need to align them. This one went slightly down, so I need to align them, or basically just print that, 3D print that rubber damper for these servos so the screws can go through it, and I can make sure the servos are properly seated in the center of that piece. So I will have to do 3D printing, no choice. Just let me see how this thing installs in first. That aluminum piece, blue sky. That aluminum piece, I need to see where the screw is going actually. It is going in, but I cannot force it too much in because that side there is another screw in for the pulley. So I will have to remove this screw and use a smaller screw. I'll do it later. Up, these ones are fine. This one is fine. Okay. Alright, so let's see if 3D printing can be done for these like TPU mounts. Basically should be piece of cake. It's 3.8 diameter. 3.8 diameter, and in the middle of that will be 2.5 diameter. Should be easy. So one circle goes in, up, and back have a bigger circle. The screw goes through it, but we don't have this. This is the problem. We don't have this metal piece. And using, even if I design it, it will not damp. This is one problem. I will have to find the red servo stuff. Somewhere over the rainbow. I do have these actually. I don't know if I can find them to make them fit. Anyway, we'll move on. So what I will do is I will not install the tail servo right now because installing these is very, very easy later. Shouldn't be a problem. Why blue sky? Why? Why you give something that doesn't fit properly? You should give these pieces that is like kind of universal for all the servos. So we'll leave this servo thing right here and then move on to build the skids and the tailbone. And then later I will Google for the servo accessories. So the skids are here, and they should be an easy installation. Oh, we don't need Loctite because we have lock nuts. Lock nuts. I think this landing gear is very low. They should make it slightly higher. This is a big helicopter. It should sit slightly higher. By the way, I have custom landing skids for this helicopter which I designed for brother Tariq for his custom use, and those landing skids actually make this helicopter nice and tall. You know, it looks very beautiful as well. Oh, I forgot to add something. Hold on. Come on, why do you keep getting loose? Oh, this one is getting bad. I need to get new tools, man. Definitely need to get new tools. Alright, now this side. Okay. So this is the part that is easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now, those pipes I'm talking about, inshallah the Tariq will bring on his next visit. For now, I can print something more customized. So let's keep these things in one bag safely because we need them later. These are pretty useless, those ones. Probably they're designed for goosky servos only. I don't know. Okay. Next step. It does says put thread lock on it. It's going through lock nuts, people. Why thread lock? Come on. Okay, so this one can sit aside a little for now, as we are gonna pull out the tail rotor bag. Tail rotor bag. This is for the tail rotor connecting rod. This is that. Let's build the tail rotor. Bag 15. Bag 15 and page 15. Oh, this one. Okay, nice. They give the bearings that you're gonna build openly. Okay, so these are what? O-ring, and we have bearing, washer, and then we have this side thrust bearing. Yeah, so this thrust bearing we have to build by ourselves this time, which is very good because I can make sure we add plenty of grease on it. Plenty of grease on it. This piece is already built, and I need to see. This one is a lock nut, so let's just try it if it opens or not. Hello, where's my tool? Okay, that's pretty nice and tight. It's not opening. Alright, this piece here, let's bring the rotor grips. Okay, and after the rotor grips, what do we need? And the bag 1513, this is for what? Yes, we're going to use the 1513 as well because there are ball joints there. And shims and washers. Alright, so to prepare, that will come later. First we need to prepare the ball joint. Ooh, that was a lot of Loctite. It's gonna puke. Okay, ball joint on the inside. Just double check. Ball joint on the inside. Alright, just like this. If it has to be outside, I will have to change it. Doesn't make sense being outside. Okay. Now we have to be careful because we're gonna put this in and build on this one. It's already installed. So there's a lot to look at. Okay, that. You have to make sure this all goes exactly like this, and thrust bearing needs to be properly lubed. Thrust bearings, thrust and lubrication. Good things to go together. Thrust and lubrication. Alright. Actually speaking, it doesn't say anywhere if we have to put on the grease. But these should be greased, man. These should be greased. Okay, so we have bearing here. White one. That's a washer. And there's one washer. Alright. And this thing is a washer also. Alright, let me just put this separately. Thrust bearing with a big washer and a small washer. So a small washer will go on the screw, then the thrust bearing, then a big ring, and then there's a bearing down there, and then it goes all the way in, What I cannot find is one of those things that they've shown here. And that is one kind of washer. Oh, so this is already installed inside. All right, fine. I have a very good song I wanted to sing, but it's not appropriate for the YouTube. Now the question is, should I put grease on it or not? That is the question. Should I put grease on it or not? Let's just see how it assembles. Actually fluid. I don't have to put grease on it. So let's just take the screw and prepare the thrust bearing. Moji, 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 moji. Moji, 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 moji. Prepare the thrust bearings. As far as I know, thrust bearings need grease, don't they? Yeah, they do. So, let's get our hands dirty with grease. Can I not hold it with the tissue paper? Actually, I can. So I'm gonna lubricate it. Generously. And yeah, just like this. And then lubricate it generously. And put the other part on top of it. Alright. So, one thrust bearing ready. Here comes the screw. Goes through the washer. And I need to clean the thrust bearings grease from the middle. I have to get my hands dirty, no choice here. Okay, and now the screw and a big ring yes, goes in, sits there. And let's, without doing anything dirty, slide the thrust bearing in and making sure it goes through all the way, sits inside. Good. Now I'm going to clean the screw nicely, making sure it doesn't get any grease on it. I can probably wash it with soap as well. Okay. And tail rotor is going to spin at some really high RPMs. So I'm gonna Loctite the hell out of it. Goody, goody. So one side is ready. Now let's do the other side. Mr. Arish, can you give me one more tissue, please? Wasn't the tissue paper here? Oh, yeah, thank you. Just leave it here. Thank you. Alrighty, so this is the screw number 2. First thing that's going to go in is this, just before the O-ring, and then this. And after that, I need to prepare another thrust bearing. Once again, the grease. The thrust bearing. More grease. And the top part. Oh, please don't slip. Otherwise I'll lose the lubrication from it. Okay, I have to do it again. Messed it up. Oh, no. Actually, there's still a lot of grease there. Let's just do it one more time. Okay, got it. Now I have to put it in. And before that, there's a big ring to go in. So drop the ring in. Drop the bearings on. Just like this. Now, because my hands are lubricated with grease, I'm just going to wash my hands and my tools with soap so I don't get slippery tools. I'll be right back. I'll be back. Soap, lots of soap. Now let's dry the tools quickly. Having to have a towel on the table is good before the tools start getting rusty. right, now they are not slippery. And here comes the screw with blue Loctite. And I mean a lot of blue Loctite. Dropped it right on top of it. And now I need another tool to tighten it. Ready? Go! Okay, there is still nice and good to move. Yep, that's still nice and good to move. Let me just double check before the Loctite takes its effect. That washer is just like this washer just like this is just like this. Yes, everything is right, and they still move nice. Okay, so one last time double check, because tail rotor, as I said, is going to spin really hard. So there was an O-ring, there was a washer, the orientation of the washer, the raised edge towards the, why the raised edge should be towards the, shouldn't it be towards the bearing? It sits nice on the bearing. According to the user manual, the flat spot is towards the bearing. The flat spot is towards the bearing. According to that, yeah, it is towards the bearing. I didn't make any mistake. Just to double check, because I don't want to damage the bearings. Hula hula. Now we can slide this on and connect the, yeah, so they will connect properly. But one moment, like this. Exactamonio. Now ball-line pliers are where? Let's not search for them. Let's just push this one on. It fits. It fits. And it works. But it's not that fluid. Maybe I need to add some grease onto that shaft, tail shaft. Yeah, because this thing is moving forward and backward, there should be grease, so there will be no friction. Exactamonio. So let's do that, and before this I just want to check one more time. So let the live show go on. Just want to see if we can, if it makes any difference, because user manual normally will not make this mistake. I just want to make sure I'm building everything properly without any problems. open this thing. I have to make sure that I'm not making a mistake, and if reversing this thing makes any difference. Yeah, it does make difference. So user manual have a mistake. User manual have a big mistake, people. You will have to make sure to install one of those washers facing the not flat side to the flat side goes towards the not bearing. Flat side goes towards the damper, the O-ring. So let me show you what I mean actually. It did make a big difference. So if you're looking at this piece has a bevel on one side and other side is flat. Now according to user manual, the flat stays towards the bearing, but after using this way, the tail rotor doesn't turn fluid, okay? It has friction in it. But as soon as I put the flat side towards the O-ring and the bevel side towards the bearing on the rotor grip, tail rotor grip, suddenly it's a different animal. I mean, there's a difference of day and night. It becomes much more fluid to spin and to turn. So let's just do it this way, which is the right way. Okay, so this one is here. Let's through this, because I remember from my forward, the bevel side was actually towards the bearing. One mistake in there. So people, please do notice this thing, okay? And it will save you from a lot of troubles later. Okay, let's do it and see. Don't make my towel blue, please. So now I'm gonna tighten it using as much as force possible and use this lead. Okay. And yes, now, wow. Oh, there's a lot of difference now. And that's why I was wondering why the hell it was sticky that way just now. That will damage my tail servo immediately. Man, glad I noticed this problem in the user manual. And now let's check. Yeah, nice. Much more difference. Much more big difference. I mean, this is a big difference. So now I just need to add the grease and everything will be fine. Grease, where are you, grease? Come here, grease. Alrighty, so I actually need a brush to spread the grease, but because we don't have a brush, we can simply use the tissue paper as a brush to spread the grease. Okay, and here goes nothing. Getting even better now. So, let's add a little bit of grease here. Good. Now I can clean the excess from here. And we are good with this piece right here. Next is to add bell crank lever. Where are you? Bell crank lever, where are you? Uh-oh. Razan. Need to say Asr prayer. Oh, it should be here. Bag 16. Bearing up, bearing down. This piece comes from the bottom. Let's add screw glue Loctite on it. Okay, and this side is a ball joint. And it stays downward. Finished version is just like this, nice. And then let's bring this piece out. Two screws coming through this here. Man, days are passing really quickly. Days are passing really, really quickly. Another day is gone. Asr Azan, then Maghrib prayers, and then Isha prayers, and we'll be in the bed, inshallah. Another day is gone. Should sing a song from Michael Jackson. Another day is gone. I'm still all alone. How could this be? You're not here with me. Never say goodbye. Someone tell me why did you have to go and leave my world so warm? No, not cold, so warm. Oh, now comes the belt, my man. Now comes the belt and the rotor installation right there. For which, let's bring out the belt. That is going to be a long belt, man. So we have this pulley geared and oh man, look at this really long belt. I mean, this helicopter is gonna take home my table. Man, this is big. I mean, okay, so I'm gonna add this pulley. Pulley. And before we add the pulley, we have to bring the belt in from here. Goes on to the pulley. Goes in the middle of this piece. Just like this, sits here, okay? And the rotor will come from the left and goes all the way in, just like this. But it will lock somewhere here, which I will need to find out. So keep the belt here, pulley like this, connected down here. We're gonna put those little screws through that, making sure they sit on top of that little cut, flat spot on the shaft. Right there, exactamonio. And of course, Loctite lot, please. Oh man, I did too much Loctite. Let's clean it up. The puke of Loctite. Okay. So there is another one here. And there's a flat spot there as well. Loctite. It goes in. All right, getting there. Silicone grease. Mr. Nick, welcome to the show, brother. Thank you for your long support towards my channel. How is everything in your area? Yes, I think that's the silicone grease. And after I finish the build, I can use it for my 3D printers. Now, one thing I'm not sure how old is this kit, because the belt seems to have deformed. Look at that. Rotor is working and it's moving nice. For one reason, I feel somewhere over the rainbow, I mean somewhere after I installed that piece, it's not that fluid, but much better after I switched to that the other side of the bearing. So something to do with this piece here. Let me just go back one step and see that piece. Do we have to do something about it? Tail pitch slider is actually installed properly on the spindle shaft. But it's just that not that fluid as I expected it should be. There is some friction here. I will fix it later, definitely. I will check and fix everything. Don't want to leave this, in a way that it actually jeopardize my 700 size helicopter's operation. I'll see if Brother Towers' helicopter, how fluid it is on that. We'll find out, inshallah, if I can take a look at other 700 size helicopters. Okay, so the belt went through and the tail installed. Now we have one long screw coming in. This one, that is the belt. I think it will hold the belt there, so the belt will not jump up and down. So we have the screw, a long washer, okay, and we have two bearings with one washer in the middle. Oh, one washer in the middle, man, come on. First one bearing, then one washer, then another bearing, and then this long washer right here. Tricky, very tricky, but I know I'll make it there. There you go. These are precision parts, precision machine parts. But before you do that, my man, please don't forget that you need Loctite on this one. So let's just remove the bearing first. Remove everything and Loctite so that Loctite will seat in the grooves. Seat in the sleeves, please. I will just let it go through the sleeves first. Okay, good. Now we're going to do all the installation again, and that is these pieces. Bearing, washer, another bearing, so this will press the belt down, and then the last piece, and then screw it in. Screw it. Okay. Let's see. Now the belt will not slip out no matter what you do. The belt will stay in. Alright. Now that the belt and everything has been installed, next step is to put this tail rocker arm, which I have assembled before. And there should be a long screw for it, which is right here. With a lock nut, really? Okay. Washer goes all the way in. Another washer on the top. Now these two, where they will go? They came out from somewhere. I don't know. Did I miss something? Let me just double check the previous steps. Previous and forward steps. I don't see that we are using them anywhere. Let's go back. What did we miss and where did we miss? These two, they are nowhere to be found. The only thing I see, this kind of little washer, is before one bearing, but that bearing is already installed in the rotor grip. So why would they give us extra one? This is a mystery, because after the installation, that thing is very fluid. I will have to do something about it. We'll find out. Where did we actually miss these two pieces? Because they didn't mention anywhere about these pieces. Not here. Not here. Not here. Here they have their own washers. Yeah, I will have to check them later. First, let's see how does this install here. Come on, washer, come on. Just like this. I see a lot of gap in the middle. This is where they should have those. They should have those things. Wait a minute. This was on top of it. there is a lot of gap here. So why the user manual doesn't say that you have to put that in the middle? Two washers, yes, these washers belong here. You belong here. But how? Man, this is very difficult to put those washers here. Definitely, it is. Very difficult to put that washer in. Look at that. I mean, those washers do sit there in the grooves, I mean, the place they provided. But putting them in is a big, big mystery. Oh, this is one of the most difficult to install, because I will have to find a way to do this, really. So I have to keep that screw there and somehow drop this one in. I hate you, designer, for designing this point where you have to do this much struggle. Oi! Who's doing that? Dropping my helmets and stuff. And scared me so that I was going to put these pieces right. Then I got scared and they came out. Almost there, almost there. Oh, again came out. This is going to take a long, long time. Oh, need to rest. This is going to take a long time because they did not describe how do you put those two washers in. They didn't describe it. This is one of the most tricky part. Let's take a deep breath and let's do it one more time. if I grease them, they will actually sit there. Think again. These two have to be here, just like this. And then we have to put a screw on it. So, but if they are not inside, there's no way this piece is going to sit on top of it. There's no way these two are gonna stay there. If you put this one down, then that one come off. If you put this one, then that one come down. How do you do this? This is the question. Take me like 4 or 5 live shows to put this piece. Let's try it. Oh, see, that piece came out. There should be a way to hold this washer in. You know what? I really need rest, and I will have to spend like an hour to put this piece in. And my phone is running out of battery, obviously. So let me just describe what is this step and why it's taking too long. So you have these two little washers, and they have to go here. One down and one up. Now there's no way they will stay like vertical like this, so you can slide this onto this piece, because if you don't use them, then there's a lot of play here. So anyway, let me work on it, and inshallah I will be back with the next live show on my channel to finish this build, if I can find the right time, because there's a lot of things to do, obviously. And once again, I would say thank you very much for continuing to watch this live show for the build of RS7. Once I nail this one, I have to go say prayers now. I will install this piece, and after that, of course, there's tail boom and stuff to install. So inshallah, this will be in the next live show. So stay tuned for that, and have fun, people. Have a good day. I'm out. Need some rest. Eat. Bye bye.